right, so Ben, you just watched your son run 3:48 in the mile, 5-second personal best. How are you feeling right now?
Before the race, always a bit shaky. I think during it, it's a little bit surreal. Like he was going through, and all of a sudden he was in second, and then he was coming through and kicking home. So he's just continually been shocking. So just shocked, I guess. But yeah, more of the same.
Yeah. He said the race plan was just to follow the other Sam, but obviously he pulls up with an Achilles about 400 in. So, I mean, do you think it went pretty well still? It seemed like he just kind of followed the leader and gapped him. Like, what did you make of how the decisions he made in the race?
Yeah, I'd say that Sam Tanner did my Sam a great favour by going out really fast and settling in. I think they were in like third or fourth after the break, and that's a fantastic spot to be in. And so when Sam pulled up, Tanner pulled up, Sam managed to get back on, and that sort of put him right in the hunt for the lead. And so I think at that point, being in the hunt for the lead, like before we left home, he said he just wanted to race. And so more than a time, he said he'd rather win in 4 minutes than run sub 350.
Yeah.
And so he just wanted to race.
Yeah.
And so he got the race that he wanted.
Yeah. Did you think 3:48 was possible?
We sat down beforehand and went through like what would be a bad run, what would be an okay run, and what would be a like blow your mind run. And he goes, yeah, 3:48 would be like at the special end, but I think that's feasibly possible.
So wait, was that the blow your mind number?
Yeah, he thought it was like not. It wasn't. He felt that it was still a realistically extreme number.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't think. I said to him, I don't think you respect how fast sub 350 is.
Yeah.
And he showed me right.
What were the other two numbers you guys mentioned?
In terms of an average performance, I think a 3:53. I think because he ran 3:53 the other day. I think that would have been he would have been okay with that. And then disappointing performance, I think, would have been in 3:56.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, that's the fastest mile ever by a Kiwi. That's faster than John Walker. That's faster than Willis.
Yeah.
I mean, that's faster than ever. Like, can you comprehend he's already at that level?
I was thinking if he broke 4, he'd be the youngest person to break 4 indoors. So he's now the youngest person to break 350 indoors. But to beat Walker and Snell and all of our Kiwi legends who have won Olympic medals, I mean, they're in folklore, right? But they weren't in super shoes and they weren't on BU track, right?
Yeah.
But I still think to be even amongst those names in any form of the sport at 16 is mind blowing. So it creates some management problems from the other side of the world. 9,000 kilometres to our closest indoor track and getting competition whilst also having 2 more years at school, at high school. So there are some challenges. We'll figure it out.
Is it summer holidays right now, or is he in school? Is he taking some time off from school to come here?
I think his junior year at high school was to start this week.
Okay.
So this week coming. So he was just about to start his junior year. So we're 6 months out in the school year compared to the US.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 more full years of high school, and then most of the Kiwis, he'd be like fall of 2028 for university here.
Okay. How long will you guys be over here in the States for?
We've got 3 more mile races.
Okay.
So we go to North Carolina a week early, and he races in North Carolina in sort of a time trial race a week before the Sound Running meet.
That's against Cole Hocker, is that? The one before.
Yeah, and then I guess he's in the A final maybe now. So against Cole Hocker, which is blowing my mind that he's on the start line with Cole.
Yeah.
But
had the plan to be in the B race initially in that one?
We just didn't know.
Yeah,
we were like, look, let's just form a plan and we'll try and make whatever work.
Yeah.
And I was sort of just doing my best as a dad that has done a bit of running but doesn't have any real knowledge of the sport. But it seems like he's going to the right events so far. And then we come back to BU for the last chance meet on the 22nd.
Okay, and then back home.
And then we head back home. Yeah.
Where is your base when you're in the US? Where are you going to be based?
Well, we decided we'd spend more time in North Carolina because it's warmer and we can run outside more easily. So this week we did our jog in a car parking building because it was sheltered from the storm.
Which car park?
Just a car parking building on Albany Street.
Okay.
Yeah. We just found a car parking building and we thought, well, if we run around in there, we'll keep dry and warm.
Is it a hotel or like an office building or like what?
No, it was just a car parking building. I think it's beside a gym or a community centre or something.
How long was the run?
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 25 laps. It was like 20 laps.
So when did you get to the US then?
We landed in the US he raced a mile a week ago, 15,000 kilometres away in Wanganui, drove 5 hours to Tauranga, stayed in Tauranga, and then we were supposed to fly out, but there was a snowstorm in New York, so we had to change plans, figured out new flights. Air New Zealand, which is our national airline, they helped us actually. So he flew to San Francisco, stayed in San Francisco 24 hours, flew to Boston, so I've been in Boston for a bit under 72 hours.
What day did you get here though?
Wednesday,
okay.
Yeah.
And what airport from New Zealand were you flying out of?
Well, we flew from Tauranga to Auckland, and then from Auckland. Yeah.
Auckland to San Fran.
Auckland to San Fran.
To New York or to here?
To Boston, yeah.
Boston, yeah. So like, were you worried that all that travel was going to throw them off?
Yeah, so we try to do all we can to manage that, but it's a challenge, especially like even the 5-hour car trip the day after he ran 3:53. You know, just thinking about some things like Alan Webb, like growing up, Alan Webb, like I was mates with, still am mates with Nick Willis, and him and Alan Webb were running fast in early 2000s, and Alan Webb's time was like mind-blowingly fast. Yeah, so I just fell into my head that Sam just ran 3.5 seconds quicker than that.
Yeah. Do you get any messages from Nick or anyone else like that after this?
4 seconds quicker?
Webb was 3:53, so he's like
4.5
seconds faster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you do with this? Like, I'm sure we'll get lots of opinions. Like, we've already had lots of opinions, I guess, from different people who have different perspectives. You know, prioritize education, or don't like, we do what we can not to push him too hard. So he doesn't train like an adult. He's only on like 80 to 90k a week. His biggest weeks of running, which is like a bit over 50 miles.
Yeah.
So he doesn't do high volumes of training. He doesn't do any weights work. He just does core and strength work. So he doesn't do anything crazy, but I don't know.
And does he double, or is he just doing all the runs in singles?
He's doing 80 to 90k a week. That's all single runs. You don't need to double when you're doing that smaller mileage.
Yeah. And why'd you guys choose to come over here to the US and make this trip?
Well, if you take Tanner out of the equation, the next fastest, or the third in the New Zealand Mile Champs last week ran 4:05, and he's a high schooler too, George Wiley. He's coming over to North Carolina, and he's a great runner for a high schooler. He's run a 3:47, 1500, but he was third in the New Zealand Mile Champs. So if we stay in New Zealand, he's running on his own, especially with Tanner over here.
Yeah.
So we had to decide: do we take him to races, or do we leave him in New Zealand and just wait, and then not have any races basically against anybody faster than him until World Juniors? This throws some questions up whether he does Commonwealth Games a week before World Juniors or not.
Yeah. But was World Juniors, was that the target meet going into this year for you?
We were going to compromise World Juniors because to do it properly, you'd probably want 10 weeks of summer. But 10 weeks of summer is in the middle of our school year, so you can't take 10 weeks off. So we were going to maybe run Prefontaine on the B race, we'd assume, and then cram it into a shortened build up for World Juniors, and maybe take 7 weeks off and compromise a little bit. But do you compromise? He's got another year of World Juniors in 2.5 years' time for World Juniors the second time. So I don't know. We've got to talk to his coach, Craig Kirkwood, who's just amazing. He's been a great mate of mine. He went to Oklahoma here, then ended up on the coaching staff at Oklahoma. Then he worked in the UK for a top sports agent. And he's just incredible. He's developed Tanner as well to a 3:31 guy, so from young guys. So Craig will know what to do. We'll sit down and we'll talk through.
Is he here with you? Or no?
He flies in on the 10th or the 12th of February. So he'll be there for North Carolina and then back at BU.
Yeah. And then BU after that, will he take some time off after that one? Or?
Our season finishes with Nationals at the start of March.
Okay.
So I think he'll run Nationals at the start of March, and then that'll be it. He'll have a break. Like there are other issues, like does he run World Indoors in Poland? But yeah, maybe the season gets too long because the season started in November, or I think it started in November because in secondary schools nationals they peak in December. Their national champs are in December, and because he was still running high school, he ran the 3:38 and 1:46 solo back then. Yeah, so this is probably it, but we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the 800 as well, because he made a big jump in that event as well. Like, did you think that was possible coming in, that he'd be able to run 145?
Well, he ran a 146 solo, but coming into the season, I think every time I've ever sat down. So like quite often, like I just enjoy taking a guess, right? And so take a guess at what would be an amazing season. What would be an amazing season? And yeah, I don't think I had 3:48 and 1:45 on my bingo card.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, yeah, congrats and thanks for the time.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.